So I just wanted to share a little bit of my experience in Coola after driving a long road on Route 20, going down this crazy switchbacky portion of it that you descend for about 13 miles into Coola Valley. It was a beautiful day and the sun was setting, and I just entered into this space with an immense sense of awe. After waking up the next morning, I explored the area and I was really kind of on a location scout, and some of the people I was talking to let me know that there was an equivalent of a watchman group similar to what's in Haida Gwaii in the New Hook territory. After finding out that the New Hook have a similar coastal guardian group, I decided to reach out to them and to start really investigating and having those conversations with the New Hope people about my project and what I was intending to do, going and photographing the region where the blockades were. And I wanted to make sure that they were aware of what I was doing and make sure that it was okay with them. While I was waiting for the guardians and the watchmen to get back to me, I ended up having a really lovely conversation with somebody who was willing to take me out and spend a couple of days around Ista. And they shared a lot of other experiences that they had growing up in the area, including some spiritual experiences around Ista and just how deeply connected their ancestral spirits are and their culture is to that region. And I'm really grateful that they were willing to share those stories with me, and it seemed like there was a desire to share even more. So I'm really grateful again that they were willing to open up. So after having this lovely meeting with this boat captain, I decided to wait until I heard back from the Ancestral Governance Department. So after a little bit of waiting, I was able to set up a time to meet with the folks in the Ancestral Governance Department, and they were really wonderful with sharing not only their time with me, but also walked me through from their creation, through the stories evolving of their time there, and up to the blockade and what the repercussions were. After the meeting, it was best decided that I wait on going out to Ista while they process the project and talk about it internally and figure out the best ways of approaching it and what I would need to do to work with them to make it happen. So while I was waiting, I would just travel around some of the areas and photographing more landscapes that weren't as culturally sensitive as Ista, and really had a wonderful time exploring that space. By the time I was done photographing these areas, I really needed to come home. Shortly after coming home, I received an email saying that I could move ahead with the project, so I appreciate the New Hook Nation giving me permission to move forward with this. And with that said, that's part of why I'm really needing to go back, is that I had to pause what I was making to make sure that the steps were in place and everything was communicated in a way that was respectful to the nation, and doing the due diligence of making sure that everyone was just on the same page. Now that that's done, I'm able to go back and finish what I started there, and that means going back and hiring this captain for probably a week to go out on the ocean, or the inlet there, which is supposed to be pretty turbulent and high winds, and needs a very skilled person to manage it. So I need to be able to raise funds to go back and pay them a very reasonable wage for their time, and get what I need to then move on into the next phase of the project. That means that I need to raise about $2,000 to $3,000 more to be able to do this right, and we're really close. We're a quarter of the way to this major goal, and that's what we need to hit. The fundraising campaign says $14,000 to $15,000. Everything after the $4,000 is incremental improvements on the project, including printing. But the real goal right now is just to be able to get back to Coola and have the right amount of time to finish photographing that region, specifically Ista. And there's an ancient tree somewhere a little bit south that I would like to go to and photograph, and also get some audio recordings from. So that's the next stage of the project.